let's begin with the class, children. Good morning, class 11C. Today we will discuss the last chapter of the theory concept, and that is basis of accounting. Now, by far, we have talked about so many concepts and so many principles. There was this dual aspect concept, matching concept, revenue recognition concept, accrual basis of accounting, then we have talked about the cash basis of accounting, then how to take the price of any asset, whether to take it at historical cost, whether to take it at the market cost. Then we have also talked about various concepts and conventions. Yesterday we had also talked about the accounting standards which were given by International Financial Reporting System, IFRS. I hope you remember. Now all these principles and all these concepts can be broadly categorized into two groups. It is difficult to combine all these every time when you do accounting, but to make it simple and clear, the accountants or those who maintain the accounts, they could simply divide it into two groups. That is the cash basis and the accrual basis. Quickly tell me, when we consider things on cash basis, what do we do? When we consider things on cash basis, suppose there is a sales made by X Limited of 2 lakh rupees. There is a sales made worth rupees 2 lakh, out of which 1,50,000 is in cash and remaining 50,000 was on credit. This is cash sales and this is credit sales. What will you do in the cash basis of accounting? Yes. What will you do in the cash basis of accounting? Anyone? Samat, Ramjot? Will you consider full 2 lakh rupees or only 1,50,000? Yes.
Only 1 lakh rupees.
Why only 1,50,000? Because this is the amount which is not yet received in cash by far. This is only an assumption that it will be received, but it is not actually received. So in the cash basis of accounting, we will take only those amounts which are actually received in cash. Similarly, when you talk about expenses, this was about income. When you talk about expenses, the expenses which you have made actually, for which you have actually paid cash, it will be reported in the cash basis of accounting, and whatever is outstanding. There is one term, do you remember? What is an outstanding expense? Who will tell me? What is an outstanding expense?
Then the expense which is due.
The expense which is? Yes, Aishwarya, please repeat.
Then the expense which is due and we have to pay it.
Yes, which is not yet paid, which is still due. So any outstanding expense or any income which is generated but not yet received in cash, this will not be taken in the cash basis of accounting. Children, is this clear to you? Okay, so this is simple because we have already studied. All those who are regular for the classes, I am sure they know what is the cash basis of accounting. So give the next heading on a new page. Basis of accounting. Broadly, it is classified into two groups: cash basis of accounting and accrual basis of accounting. Write down. Under cash basis of accounting, this BASES is the plural form of BASIS. This is BASIS singular form. Under cash basis of accounting, the transaction is recorded. The transaction is recorded only when cash is actually received or paid. only when cash is actually received or paid. Any confusion with this? It includes only actual cash, either received by you or paid by you, which means any accrued income will not be recorded and any outstanding expense will not be recorded. Write this also. Any accrued income, ACCRUED, any accrued income or outstanding expense, any accrued, ACCRUED, any accrued income or outstanding expense will not be recorded under cash basis of accounting. Clear, children? It will not be recorded under cash basis. Now next, accrual basis of accounting. Write down the next point. There are only two parts in this chapter. First half we have already completed. Under accrual basis. Accrual basis of accounting. Accrual basis.
Any accrued or outstanding expense will not be recorded.
Anything?
What?
Yes?
I was asking that what will be after outstanding expense will not be recorded.
Any accrued income or any outstanding expense will not be recorded. That's it. Okay? Fine. Now give the next heading, accrual basis of accounting. The second one, accrual basis of accounting. Who will tell me what is the accrual concept? What is the accrual concept? Come on, I will not tell you because I have told you twice.
And the payment is to be received later. However, the work is done.
Okay. Is only income included in accrual basis or expenses also?
No, ma'am, not expenses.
Okay. Which means you did not listen to it properly yesterday. It not only includes income but includes accrual basis incomes, also accrual basis expenses. I had also mentioned that while discussing this with you, I had told you earlier while I was going through the recordings, I found out that I had told you that only accrued incomes are recorded. And I also told you to make a correction into it to write there also that accrued expenses are also there. Accrued incomes and accrued expenses. First write, then we will discuss. Under accrual basis of accounting, both type of transactions are included. Both type of transactions are included. What are the two types of transaction? Cash type and accrual type. Both type of transactions are recorded. Cash type and accrual type. Now cash we all know. Cash will either be received as an income or cash will either be paid as an expense. What are the accrual items? Accrual items include these. Can you see? Any outstanding expense or any accrued income. Accrual basis items include accrued accrued incomes means any income which is generated but not received. Write down. Any income which is generated but not received. Let us get back to the same example. Now suppose we are dealing in accrual basis of accounting. There was a cash sales of 1,50,000 and there was a credit sales of 50,000. Now in accrual basis of accounting, how much do we consider as actual sales? 1,50,000 or 2 lakhs? Come on. What amount will you
Ma'am,
include?
2 lakhs.
Full
Like 2 lakhs.
Yes, full 2 lakhs. Why? Because we are dealing with the accrual basis, and therefore we consider not only cash sales but the credit sales also. Write one example. You have written any accrued income, any income which is generated but not yet received. Write down. For example, Mohan sold goods to Vinod. Mohan sold goods to Vinod worth rupees 2 lakh. Worth rupees 2 lakh. Which includes payment of 1,50,000. Payment, PAYMENT. Payment of rupees 1,50,000 and 50,000 is due to be received. 50,000 is DUE, due to be received. In the accrual basis of accounting, sales will be recorded at rupees 2 lakh. Sales will be recorded at rupees 2 lakh. That is cash sales plus credit sales. That is cash sales plus credit sales. Children, is the example clear to all? Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Fine. Now let us take up the other item. Item of accrual basis, second one. Write down outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses. Let me write the next example for you. Write down any expense which is occurred, OCCURED, any expense which is occurred and due to be paid by the business. Any expense which has occurred, OCCURED, occurred but due to be paid by the business is called an outstanding expense. Is called an outstanding expense. Let us do this with the help of an example. There is a company Y Limited. Y Limited has to pay a salary. Are you right? Y Limited has paid, PAID, has paid salary in cash. Have paid salary in cash. Is the board visible to each one? Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Y Limited paid salary in cash rupees 10,000 to its workers. They have paid rupees 10,000 to its workers. Also, salary due to be paid. Salary due to be paid is rupees 5,000. The total salary to be paid was 15,000, out of which they have paid rupees 10,000 and salary due to be paid is rupees 5,000. So, outstanding salary is equal to 5,000. Outstanding salary is equal to this 5,000. Now write down in accounting salary equals to salary paid plus outstanding. Now how much is already paid? How much is already paid? Yes.
From 10,000.
10,000 is already paid. More people should respond. How much is actually paid? 10,000. And how much is outstanding?
5,000.
5,000. Therefore, in the books of account, we will write salary equals to 10,000 plus the outstanding one, 5,000. Total of 15,000 as salary. Salary will be rupees 15,000. Is the board completely visible to each one?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the example also clear to each one of you? What do we do for the outstanding expenses? The same we do with the accrued incomes. We add them. Outstanding expenses also, they are to be added. Now there are two more terms, children. There are two more terms. Please write income received in advance. What is income received in advance? Write a question. Has everyone copied this question? Outstanding expenses? Has everyone copied the question? Outstanding expense?
Yes, ma'am.
You take your time. If you want to take the screenshots right now, you can do that as well and copy it down in your registers. Secondly, few have already sent me their notebook, the register work. I appreciate. All those who have not sent it as yet, kindly do it as soon as possible. Otherwise, do not cry that I have not given you marks. I will not. Alright. So is the outstanding concept clear to everybody? Is the outstanding expense concept clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now write down a question. What is what is income received in advance? Not accrued, I'm sorry. What is income received in advance? What is income received in advance? Please write an income which is not of the year, an income which is not of the year in which it is received, an income which is not of the year in which it is received, but of some future time, alright, advance payment if you have received, then it is called income received in advance. This is called income received in advance. When you receive any income before you have generated it. For example, if this July month is going on, I am supposed to be paid the salary for the month of July. But if I will receive the salary for September, October also, that is counted as an income received in advance. One more point in the accrual concept only. Please write what are prepaid expenses. What are prepaid expenses? Okay, you tell me what is a prepaid expense. Come on.
Ma'am, we pay first and use the service later.
Prepaid service. What is a prepaid service? You pay first and you utilize it later on. What are prepaid expenses? Please write if an expense is paid. If an expense is paid before utilizing the services. Before utilizing the services is called a prepaid expense. The most common form of a prepaid expense is prepaid insurance. For example, a prepaid insurance or insurance amount paid in advance, the premium amount paid in advance. Children, clear
What is
these four
after
terms?
before utilizing?
Yes, Aishwarya?
What is after before utilizing?
Before utilizing the services. Before utilizing the services. So you have not yet utilized those full time period for which the insurance is made, but you have provided the payment. You have paid the premium amount. This is a prepaid insurance. Okay, children. So are these four terms clear to you? Income received in advance, accrued income, outstanding expenses, and prepaid expenses. Are these four terms clear to each one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now there are certain differences between accrual basis and cash basis of accounting. For the theory portion we will discuss only this, and in tomorrow's class we will talk about only the practical questions. There are some practical questions which will not exactly come like practical questions in your exams, but they will help a lot to do the other chapters as well. So let us discuss the difference between accrual basis and cash basis of accounting. If you have your books, you can turn your books to that page. First, recording of transaction. Now you tell me, if you are following accrual basis, the transactions are recorded are cash and credit both basis. Whereas in cash basis of accounting, what type of transactions you record? Only
cash.
Only cash. Okay. So under accrual basis you record both cash and credit. Under cash basis you record only cash, and you just ignore the credit sales, credit purchases, and the outstanding expenses and the prepaid expenses. Now before we move ahead with the comparisons, you tell me which one will give a true picture. Cash basis or accrual basis? Okay, tell me which one will be better to use. Okay, I'll tell you. Accrual basis will be better because we can take the adjustments into consideration. Those adjustments which give an impact on the profit and loss of the business are taken into consideration in accrual basis of accounting. That is why we consider accrual basis is better. The accounting which you will study, it will be not only on the cash basis, it will be on the accrual basis. Second point of difference, children. Prepaid, outstanding, accrued income or income, accrued expenses, accrued incomes, or income received in advance. Are all these things included in the cash basis of accounting? No, they are not. कोई आउटस्टैंडिंग, कोई प्रीपेड, कोई अक्रूड इनकम, कोई अनअर्न्ड इनकम नहीं इंक्लूड होती है कैश बेसिस में. Whereas in accrual basis, all these four items are included. Alright? Third point of difference. Who will read me out the third point of difference? Brahmjot? People, we are doing the difference between of cash basis of accounting. Read out the third point of difference if you have a book. I'm waiting for you. The profit or loss. You write correct profit is ascertained, correct profit or loss is ascertained with the help of accrual basis of accounting, whereas for cash basis of accounting, the results are not very correct. Technical knowledge. For accrual basis, a little more technical knowledge is required, and for cash basis, less technical knowledge is also okay, because we are recording only whatever we have received actually or whatever we have paid actually. Next point, legal position. They are recognized by the Companies Act 2013, accrual basis of accounting. They are recognized by the Companies Act 2013, whereas cash basis of accounting have a lesser legal strength. So they are more authentic when the accounts are more authentic when they are made on the basis of accrual basis of accounting, and they are less authentic when they are made only on the cash basis of accounting. Next point, acceptability. Accrual basis has more acceptance. They are acceptable in the court of law also. And cash basis of accounting, they have a lesser acceptance. Reliability. Accrual basis has more reliability. Cash basis has lesser reliability. Suitability. Accrual basis is suitable for business and cash basis is suitable for not for profit organization. There are certain organizations like sports academy, school, social service centers, they also have to maintain accounts. But for them, cash basis of accounting is okay because they don't have to find out their profit and loss. But for a business organization who is doing a business activity to find out only the profit and loss, for them accrual basis of accounting is more better to rely upon. So were these differences clear to you? Accrual basis and cash basis? Yes, children. Were you able to understand? I could not hear you. However, you responded, but I could not understand what you said. Okay, now since you have said yes, we shall move forward. Please go through the questions which are given. There are only 2-3 illustrations given in the chapter. Go through it. Tomorrow we will solve them out. Okay.